Number 1, William Hill.
I'm here in person, Your Honor. Mr. Hill is on his way. We completed the paperwork, the plea paperwork with the state. We're just here to finalize the plea. Mr. Hill is on his way to the court.
Okay, I'll just hold for your announcement. Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Position 2, Michael Kozrev.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Yes, good
And
afternoon.
good afternoon, Your Honor. Chuck Douglas on behalf of Mr. Kozrev.
Afternoon, Mr. Douglas. Let's see, this will be a plea this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have the plea paperwork, so I'll get that plea taken as soon as I finish calling the calendar, okay?
Oh,
Thank you, Judge.
Judge,
And I am in the courtroom if Your Honor would like me to head over. I just would need to know the courtroom that you're in.
Okay, we're in G30.
I'm in the courthouse. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're in G33.
Okay, be there shortly. Thank
Okay,
you.
very good.
Oh, for position number 1, Your Honor, you should also have the plea paperwork. If not, I can resend it. It should have come through DocuSign.
Okay, and where did you send it, Ms. Githia?
It was received March 1st.
Where?
Oh,
Do
it
you
would
know?
have gone to through DocuSign to state.orca.
Okay. So we'll, Ms. Smith,
I haven't I'm gonna check my email to see if I received it, and then if Evan would be kind to forward it to me.
okay, thank you.
Ms. Smith, I'm live streaming, so I can't go off the page.
Okay.
Position 3, we took care of this morning. Kissy Leiter, that case has been reset to May 8th status calendar. Position 4, LaDerek Lundy. I see you there, Mr. Lundy. Can you hear me? Doesn't appear that he can hear me. Position 5, Alan Rice.
Your Honor, this was, well, we've not had any contact with Mr. Rice. I see there's paperwork that he may have been in custody in New York, but that was like last year. But I'll follow up if I can confirm that. I'll let the court know, but I don't know where he's had any contact with Mr. Rice.
Okay. I'll see if,
And it
Give it
looks
the-
like Judge, and I'm sorry to interrupt, he was last on a final plea October 4th, and Frank Gaither was his attorney, and I don't know if he appeared at the time. I just don't know.
okay, Mr. Gaither didn't make any notes regarding whether he spoke. I mean, normally if I put it on a final plea calendar, they've at least had some type of contact with him. for
I
me to-
suspect so, Judge, but I mean,
I
he's
can
not
put-
here for now. If I find anything different, because I just got the file, Judge, if I find out that he's actually incarcerated somewhere,
Let me just put it on a show cause calendar.
That's fine.
I'll give you the opportunity, and if he doesn't show up the next time on the show cause calendar, then I'll put a bench warrant out. But since you're just getting the case, I'll give you the opportunity to raise him.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay, so Mr. Rice, we will put on the May 1st show cause calendar at 1:30.
May 1st?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And this is Willie Denard? Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Denard. Let's see, can you stand up for me, please? Do you have counsel representing you in this matter? Would you like to make application for the public defender this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll have Mr. Haddad speak with you, okay? All right, we'll be with you. Thank you, sir. And before you go, Mr. Denard, I just want to make sure that the court does have your updated contact information. You're on a show cause calendar this afternoon, and had you not shown up, they would have probably requested a bench warrant for you, so I'm happy that you're here, okay? Mr. Lundy, can you hear me? You'll have to unmute yourself if you can.
Yes, sir. I hear you, Judge.
Okay, good afternoon. Is Ms. Rockwell gonna be with us this afternoon?
I thought she was supposed to. I texted her yesterday and this morning, and she told me to send me the zinc, so I thought she would be here.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind giving her a call and, letting her know that the court is asking about her, I'd appreciate it, okay?
Okay, thank you, John.
You're welcome. Okay, let me go ahead and do the plea for Mr. Kazarev. Are we ready on that plea? Okay. And you can just,
Been in this position.
I know. And, yes, good afternoon. Can you raise your right hand for me? And unmute yourself there too?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. This your case, Ms. Githia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
On the count of racing, the offer is 10 days in jail suspended upon the payment of $500 fine. Does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
Yes. I can barely hear her for some reason, but
Let me turn my volume up. I was saying to a plea to racing, a guilty plea of racing, it is 10 days in jail suspended upon a payment of $500 fine.
that's correct.
Okay, anything further, counsel?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Nothing.
Okay. Was it anticipated that this is a charge that will suspend his license?
We prefer, Your Honor, if there's any possibility of preventing the suspension, we'd prefer not, that wasn't a part of the negotiation as one of the penalties, and so we'd prefer to have that not happen. If for whatever reason statutorily, there's no way to prevent that from happening, then we'd like for Mr. Kozyrev to have the ability to request reapplication within 120 days.
Well,
What was
that's
your-
part of the racing, a guilty plea of racing is license forfeiture. And he did plead NOLO in 2020, so he's not eligible to use a NOLO.
Right, it's my understanding that it's statutory, counsel.
Yeah, I think that the statute changed at some point, and I didn't have enough time to look into whether that change that requires suspension of the license happened after this charge and indictment. But there's the possibility that that is the case. And that he would have been charged under the prior version of the statute that didn't have that as a requirement.
What do you say, Ms. Githia?
To my knowledge, I thought since 2020, racing was license forfeiture, but I can be mistaken, but that was my understanding.
Well, I guess y'all gonna have to come to a consensus as to.
I mean, we've discussed it sort of back and forth via email. Again, given that the circumstances that Madam DA is aware of.
I'm here tomorrow and Friday. If you wanna take some time to research it, I'm happy to take the plea tomorrow or Friday. I'm not, yeah.
Can I have 2 minutes to step out and call my client
Sure.
and just discuss it with him?
Okay.
He may, because he's active military, he may say it's not worth, let's just move forward. So if Your Honor would allow it,
Of course.
I'll just step outside.
All right, just let me know when you're ready to proceed. And Mr. Agby, whenever y'all are ready, take your time, but I'm just saying if this Mr. Hill?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, whenever y'all are ready, just let me know. Okay, okay.
Do you have the paperwork, Your Honor?
Yes.
10 days. Gonna be things.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Hill.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yeah, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Let's get the air. Is this? You're on mute.
Yes, this is my case.
Okay.
For the speeding, the offer is to pay a $300 fine. The reckless driving is 12 months probation to pay a $200 fine to complete 40 hours of community service, and the probation may terminate upon the completion of the conditions, and the racing will be null pros. Does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
We do.
Nothing further from me, Your Honor.
Anything further, counsel?
Your Honor, I've known Will since 2006. He's a great friend of mine. We've had a long conversation about this case, and I believe that he's here ready to resolve this case just because he believes that it's in his best interest. But there's a lot of facts about this case that could have been, worthy for a trial, but this is a outcome that I think is fair. We thank the state for the offer. He was arrested when this happened. It was a tough experience for him. And as a friend, it's unfortunate, but it is a good outcome. He's glad to get this behind him, but you will not see him back in this courtroom. So I am happy about that. So we just thank the state for the offer. Glad to get this resolved. He'll get the community service done and completed. He'll pay the fine off, and he'll have this behind him. And this will be the end of that.
Mr. Hill, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007172, you wish to plead guilty to speeding and reckless driving. Is that correct? You have to answer
Yes.
verbally for me. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this afternoon?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Absolutely.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Hill, as soon as you complete the terms of the probation, it will terminate. And so the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation. If you haven't gotten it already, we'll give you where you need to report to probation. I'll ask that you report within the next 2 weeks or so, and hopefully you can get this behind you
Thank
in
you.
a very short amount of time. All right. We'll give you where you need to go, and then you're all free to go. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Y'all have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm so sorry, sir. Yeah, I figured that whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That,
Judge, Mr. Denard, he does not qualify, Judge. I did get a good address and an email. I'm gonna email him a couple of lawyers. I would just ask the court if it can reset. He was actually arrested in FTA, and he gave his updated address. That's how he knew to come to court today. So, but I'll have him confirm with the clerk's office that they do have the correct address. Having said that, Judge, if it can be reset for a status in May, and I'll provide him with a couple of names, see if he can retain the charge, Judge. This is a DUI from 2000, Judge.
okay. So Mr. Denard, I'll give you the opportunity to get a lawyer. I'll reset your case for a status conference calendar on May 8th. If you retain a lawyer before that time, please have them enter a notice of appearance on your behalf so that they can start preparing your case. If you come back to that status calendar, you have not gotten a lawyer, we're gonna have to move the case forward one way or another, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yes, sir.
I just wanna know what like the recommendations, if I didn't have a lawyer, what I was trying to give me.
Okay, is this your case, Ms. Cassidakis? Can you just put the offer on the record for us?
This is your first DUI in my time, so it's gonna be the minimums, which is 12 months probation and serve 24 hours, credit for time served. If you were in custody, you get 24 hours, 40 hours of community service, $300 fine, a risk reduction program, drug and alcohol evaluation, one victim impact panel. Your license will be suspended, but we can get you an active. If there's conviction, a permit, just to drive to work or to school. And that's for the DUI. The neighbor, that's gonna be $250, a fine of $250. If you can't pay that, you can do 20 hours of community service.
Okay.
And the third one, failure to obey a stop sign, was there an accident? Did you collide with another car?
I mean, I stopped, but the officer said I didn't, but
So we can dismiss those.
yeah,
Okay. So that would be the stage recommendation.
yeah, cause like, that was a don't pull me over anyway, that's why.
Right. Yeah, just the minimums.
Okay, I mean, I'll try to get a lawyer though.
Okay, so, again, I'll reset you to May 8th, 9 a.m. Status calendar, okay? All right, so you're free to go.
I get the paperwork saying scheduled till May 8th.
They'll send it to you. You've updated your contact information with the clerk, is my understanding.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
So you'll get notice, okay?
Okay.
All right, nothing further. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ms. Rockwell, good afternoon.
Judge, I am so sorry. I wish men fought over me like judges did. I'm, I'm, all of a sudden today, I had like 5 cases all at 1:30. Judge, who is my prosecutor on this matter?
Yes. It's Ms. Cassidakis. Would you like to speak to her, Ms. Rockwell?
Is that possible, even if she calls me on the phone?
We can put you in a breakout room.
Oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right, so
And,
we'll go ahead.
But don't tell anybody I'm on this Zoom with y'all, because I just ran outside of a hearing just to come.
Well, we appreciate it, for
No,
sure.
no problem, Judge. Thank you. If you could give me I swear, it's gonna take 2 minutes, not
Okay,
even 60
ta-
seconds.
Take your time, Ms. Rockwell. Let's see. Can we
Thank
place
you
Ms.
so much.
Rockwell and Ms. Cassidakis in a breakout room, please?
Miss Cassidakis, do you mind joining back on the Zoom, please?
Honor, is it possible to sound off to join Attorney Githia?
Ms. Githia.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, I'm about to call.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say, whenever you get a moment, if you'll send the null pros for Mr. Hill, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, Ms. Rockwell.
Okay, Judge, hold on. We just had a little brief conference, Judge, and I don't think the state is gonna oppose my request for another final plea, just so I can run up the ladder and talk to a supervisor about the possible disposition, if that's okay.
Okay, the next final plea that we have is May 8th. Is that at 1:30? Does that work for you and your client?
That works, Judge. Is that a Zoom option?
Yes, for you, it could be a
Okay.
Zoom option.
Thank you so much, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, I'll see you back, if not before, on May 8th. All right,
Okay, thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Have a
Appreciate
good
it.
afternoon, Mr. Lundy.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Is my client still on and
Yes,
available?
he's there.
Okay. So I've spoken with my client. I've spoken with Madam Solicitor. I've got a request of Your Honor to try to deal with this whole situation sort of practically. And let me give you the grounds first. So my client is stationed in San Diego. He will deploy to, I believe, Afghanistan in July or August. And he drove his car out from Atlanta, Georgia to San Diego, California. And before he deploys, he's got to drive it back so that he can leave it here. And he doesn't want the issue of license suspension has to do with him driving literally cross country from San Diego, California to Atlanta, where any number of things he could be pulled over for any number of reasons between there. And he doesn't want to be locked up because he's driving with a suspended license, so other than that, really, there's no need for him to even have a driver's license because again, he's on base and then he's about to deploy to the other side of the world. The biggest concern is that driving back cross country. And so I spoke with Madam Solicitor. She said that she would not oppose if I asked Your Honor to reset this case for 4 months so that when the suspension goes into place, he's already done that trip. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's would be fine with me. I'm happy to put it on another calendar. Ms. Githia, and I'm not sure,
Yes.
given the situation and the totality of the circumstances here, would the state be possibly amenable to, instead of charging him with racing, with reckless driving?
That was my request.
But it was two other cars involved. And I don't have the speed in front of me right now, but just given the totality of the circumstances, that is the reason why the state was not going to reduce it or amend it.
Okay, I could only ask. I will, be amenable to, resetting him for
Thank you, Judge.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even, let's see, this is August, July or August.
Yeah, July or August. And if he's already deployed, he's already completed all the plea paperwork, just from a procedural standpoint, I think we could just, am I right, Madam Solicitor? We wouldn't even need him to appear, would we?
It'd be a plea and abstention.
Okay, plea and abstention. And I'll go ahead and prep that paperwork now while he's still here, so that we have that done. Yeah.
And you're gonna pay the fine at the time?
Mhm.
Okay. What's your question? Yeah,
My question is submission of his license.
okay, and, I guess will you bring his license with you? Well, how's that going?
I would have to bring his license with me to court.
Right,
Is that right? Well, if we have 4 months to do it, then I'm sure I could get it from him at some point. Even if he's got to FedEx it to me, or when he brings his car, he can give it. I mean, we'll make arrangements
okay,
to do that.
all right, so do we have calendars that go that far out?
I was just gonna suggest July further notice.
Okay, we'll just further notice you to a calendar in July.
Okay, end of July, beginning of August, somewhere around there.
Okay,
Yeah. And we'll receive the notice in the mail.
okay,
Okay,
yes, yes,
all right.
okay. Anything further this afternoon?
I don't believe so. Michael, do you have any questions for the court?
No, sir, no, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. We appreciate your service, sir. Good luck to you. Be safe.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, y'all are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Okay, I think that, do we need to go over the calendar?
Okay. We're just waiting for the no cross for appeal for count 3.
Oh, I'm gonna get that to you now.
All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a
All
good
right,
rest
have
of
a
your
good
day.
afternoon.